Warning: everything you thought you knew about the chosen ones might be completely wrong. Have you ever felt like life tests you more than others? Like challenges never stop coming your way, and deep down you've always sensed that you were different? Well, that's not a coincidence. The truth about the chosen ones is dark, painful, and completely different from what most people believe. But no one told you this. Until now. If you've ever felt out of place, faced struggles that seemed unfair, or sensed that something greater is waiting for you, then this video might change how you see everything. But be warned, what I'm about to reveal may be uncomfortable. And if you're ready to find out, hit that subscribe button and drop a like. Because today we're exposing the dark truth about the chosen ones. From ancient times, the idea of being chosen has fascinated and terrified people. But unlike what many believe, the chosen ones are not those born into privilege or blessed with supernatural gifts. They are the ones who endure brutal challenges, carrying a burden few could withstand. Life does not favor them. It tests them relentlessly, and it is precisely through these trials that they are shaped, transforming pain into strength and failure into wisdom. Being chosen is not about luck. It's about resilience. While most people seek comfort and easy paths, the truly chosen ones face chaos head-on. They feel fear, yet they move forward anyway. The difference is in their mindset. Instead of running from difficulties, they use them as fuel. And here's the great irony. Most don't even realize they are being forged into something greater until the scars are already deep. But how do you recognize a chosen one? Simple. They always carry a burden that seems too heavy for them. From an early age, they face struggles others could never imagine. They are the ones who grow up feeling different, seeing the world from a unique perspective. Silence follows them, not because they have nothing to say, but because few would understand the weight of their thoughts. Deep down, they've always known they were meant for something greater. And here's a crucial detail. Not every chosen one accepts their fate. Many try to run, ignore the signs, and fit into the normal world. But life doesn't allow that. The universe has a relentless way of pulling them back. Through crises, losses, and unexpected turns, the path of the chosen is not optional, it is inevitable, and the more they resist, the more painful the journey becomes. Maybe you're starting to recognize yourself in this. Maybe you've always felt different but could never explain why. Well, here's the truth. Chosen ones don't discover they are chosen through words, but through the trials they endure. The real question now is not whether you are one of them, but whether you are ready to pay the price. Being chosen is not a glamorous privilege, and that's the part no one tells you. While many imagine it as something grand and prestigious, few understand the heavy burden that comes with it. Loneliness becomes a constant companion, because not everyone can keep up with your way of thinking or see what you see. The price of clarity is isolation, and the burden of knowledge is often misunderstanding. Chosen ones live between two worlds, the one that exists and the one they perceive beyond the surface. Pain is also part of the package. Chosen ones face struggles that seem almost unfair, as if life is constantly testing their limits. But this pain doesn't just come from external challenges, it comes from within. The internal battles, the self-doubt, the moments when nothing seems to make sense. How many times have you asked yourself why everything feels harder for you than for others? That question haunts every chosen one at some point. Then comes the silent responsibility. Chosen ones are meant to transform, to inspire, to lead, but they are rarely given a guidebook. They are forced to learn through chaos by failing and trying again. This means they are often misunderstood, judged, and even attacked by those who don't yet comprehend their vision. The truth is, being chosen inevitably means walking against the current. The moment you try to blend in, the universe shakes things up to remind you that you were never meant to follow the crowd. And if all of that wasn't enough, there's the constant feeling of not belonging. no matter how many people surround. Them chosen ones often feel like outsiders. This isn't because they can't connect with others, but because their mind and spirit are always one step ahead. They need time alone to reflect, to process their mission, and that solitude can be painful. But here's the thing. When a chosen one tries too hard to fit in, life finds a way to push them back onto their true path, usually in the most abrupt way possible. So before wishing to be one of the chosen, ask yourself, are you truly ready to carry this weight? Because this journey isn't about glory or recognition. It's about sacrifice, growth, and resilience. The real price is not in what you gain, but in what you must leave behind. And the question is, are you really willing to pay it? Most people expect the chosen ones to be recognized early in life, marked by something extraordinary. But the truth is far from that. The signs are subtle, almost invisible to those who aren't paying attention. Since childhood, chosen ones feel an unshakable restlessness, as if they know there's something beyond what they're being told. They question rules that others blindly follow, struggle to fit into the normal flow of life, and possess an intuition so sharp that it often unsettles them. Another key sign is unusual hardships. While others move through life in a predictable way, chosen ones seem to face obstacles out of nowhere. Sudden losses, betrayals, financial struggles, emotional turmoil. These things don't happen as punishment, but as training. The world is shaping them into people who can withstand pressures that most would crumble under. What looks like misfortune is actually preparation. Pain is not the end. It's the process that forges them into something greater. Then there's the ability to see what others ignore. Chosen ones have an almost supernatural perception of reality. They sense lies before they're spoken, pick up on negative energy, and notice patterns that go completely unseen by the average person. It's as if they have an internal radar, guiding them toward the right path. But this ability can feel like a curse, because knowing the truth doesn't always mean others will believe them. In fact, the more they try to explain, the more people dismiss them as paranoid or strange. And finally, there's the isolation. No matter how social or charismatic a chosen one is, they will always experience moments of deep solitude. Not because they want to be alone, but because their growth requires it. Reflection, self-discovery, and internal battles are all part of their evolution. But here's the real test. When they try too hard to fit in, life pushes them back toward their true calling, and the more they resist, the harsher the push becomes. Now, take a moment and think, how many of these signs have you experienced in your own life? Maybe you spent years believing something was wrong with you when in reality, it was a sign that you were different all along. But recognizing the signs is just the first step. The real question is, now that you know, what are you going to do about it? If everyone desires a grand purpose, why are only a few chosen? The answer lies in the ability to endure the weight of the journey. It's not about favoritism or destiny, it's about resilience and adaptability. The truth is, most people are simply not willing to pay the price. Being chosen requires sacrifice, and the reality is that very few are willing to step outside their comfort zone to walk a path filled with uncertainty and relentless challenges. Another crucial factor is mindset. While most people look for shortcuts and easy solutions, the chosen ones embrace pain as part of the process. They learn to transform failures into lessons and to keep moving even when everything feels like it's falling apart. But here's the thing. They don't always realize they are growing stronger. It's only when they look back that they see how much they've evolved, shaped by battles they never expected to win. Then there's the internal calling, the pull toward something greater. It's not a literal voice, but a deep restlessness, a sense that life has more to offer than what's visible on the surface. The chosen ones feel an intense dissatisfaction with mediocrity. They can't just go through life on autopilot, following the same routine as everyone else. They crave answers, explore the unknown, and refuse to accept limitations imposed by society. This hunger for something beyond the ordinary is what sets them apart. But in the end, the real separation happens at the moment of decision. Everyone, at some point, is presented with an opportunity to step into something greater. But most reject it. They choose to ignore the signs, to stay where it's safe, to avoid the discomfort of change. The chosen ones, on the other hand, step forward, even when they're terrified. And that's the moment the real choosing happens. It's not about destiny, luck, or fate. It's about courage. So when your time comes to choose, will you take the step forward or stay where it's comfortable? Because the truth is, you don't need permission to be chosen. You need the bravery to accept the calling. The biggest lie you were told is that being chosen is some kind of glamorous privilege. The truth is far from it. Being chosen means carrying invisible scars, enduring struggles most wouldn't survive, and constantly being tested. This journey isn't about status, fame, or recognition. It's about transformation, growth, and impact. The problem is, most people romanticize this path without understanding the brutal reality behind it. The ones who are truly chosen aren't seeking glory, they're searching for meaning. Another truth no one tells you is that chosen ones rarely look like what people expect. In most cases, they are the ones who are underestimated, doubted, and even ridiculed. Life throws them into impossible situations, testing them over and over again. Many of them spend years thinking they're unlucky, cursed, or just different. But in reality, it's all part of a process. They are being shaped into something greater. The fire isn't meant to destroy them, but to refine them. And here's an even deeper truth. Not every chosen one fulfills their mission. Many give up along the way, exhausted from the pain and the weight of the journey. Being chosen isn't a guarantee of success. It's an opportunity for it. The final choice is always yours. You can embrace your path or ignore it. The universe won't force you to step into your purpose, but those who reject it will always feel an emptiness they can't explain. Now that you know the truth, what will you do with it? Will you keep living on autopilot, pretending you don't feel the calling? Or will you embrace the path that has been pulling you forward all along? Because in the end, the difference between the chosen ones and everyone else isn't talent, luck, or destiny. It's the willingness to step up and face what others run from. So when your moment comes, will you be ready? Now that you know the truth about the chosen ones, the real question is, what are you going to do with this knowledge? Because knowing isn't enough. Action is what makes the difference. Are you going to keep ignoring the signs and trying to fit in where you don't belong? Or will you finally embrace the path you were meant to walk? Most people run away from this reality, but the truly chosen ones face it head-on, no matter how hard it gets. The question is, are you ready to pay the price? Chosen ones don't sit around waiting for life to change. They take every hardship, every failure, and every setback and turn them into fuel for their transformation. And now that you've made it this far, you already know that nothing you've been through was random. But the final decision is yours. Will you keep following the crowd, or will you step into who you were always meant to be? And if you don't want to miss more content that will help you understand this journey even further, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and drop a like. That way you'll not only continue learning, but you'll also help this message reach others who might still be asleep to the truth. Because how many more chosen ones are out there, unaware of who they truly are? Now tell me in the comments, have you ever felt like life tests you more than others? I want to hear your experience. See you in the next video.